we'll be going over 2.2. Section 2.2 asks, why didn't things just calm down after the treaties were signed? The truth is, the early 1930s, 20s were terrified years. The war was over, but the fighting hadn't stopped. Wars were breaking out in Poland, Turkey, and Russia. Today we are looking at the 4 big reasons why the world remained on the edge of a nervous breakdown. The biggest shock of the 1920s was the United States. The world's newest superpower simply left. Woodrow Wilson suffered a stroke, and the U.S. Senate refused to join the League of Nations. They wanted to return to normalcy and stay out of European squabbles. This was a disaster for France. Without the U.S. to back them up, France became obsessed with punishing Germany themselves. They felt they had no choice but to be the bully of Europe. Then there was the USSR. The Bolsheviks had won the Russian Civil War. Western countries like Britain and France actually sent troops to fight the communists, but the relationships were icy. Russia was treated as an international para. The fear of communist resolution sweeping across Europe influenced every political decision in the 1920s. It pushed the West to support right-wing groups and pushed Russia to sign the Rapallo Act with Germany. Reparations were the poison of the 1920s. Germany was broke. They tried to pay, but their economy was in a tailspin. Britain wanted to reduce the debt so Germany could start buying British products again. But France, whose northern factories had been leveled by German shells, refused to lower the bill by even 1 cent. This disagreement between the two main policemen of Europe made the League of Nations totally ineffective. Everything exploded in January 1923. When Germany missed a delivery of timber and coal, France and Belgium marched 60,000 troops to the Ruhr Valley. They took over the mines and factories. Their goal was to work with the Germans to get their money back. This act of war in a time of peace. The German government told the Ruhr workers to go on strike. This was a passive resistance. The French responded by arresting leaders and bringing their own workers. The tensions were high. There were shootings and sabotage. This didn't get France any money and destroyed what was left of the German economy. The two outcasts, Germany and Russia, realized they were alone. In 1922, they signed the Rapallo Act. On the surface, it was about trade, but in secret, it allowed Germany to build and test airplanes and tanks instead of Russia. This was a direct in violation of the Treaty of Versailles. It showed that if you push countries too far, they end up against you. By the end of 1923, Europe was exhausted. France was broke, Germany was in ruins, and Italy was aggressive. In the 1920s could have ended in a second war right then. But as we will see in section 2.3, a new group of leaders and a massive amount of American money stepped in just in time to save peace.